China has set its economic growth target at 6.5% for the second year in a row. The announcement was made at the beginning of the so-called two sessions meetings, Beijing's annual parliamentary gathering. To talk us through it a little bit further, we have on the line our Kwon Jang-ho at Seoul's Foreign Ministry. So, Jang-ho, can you give us some more of these details?
Good afternoon, Mark. As you mentioned, Beijing has decided to maintain its economic growth target at around 6.5%. That's despite the country's economy exceeding expectations last year by hitting 6.9% growth. The conservative target is seen as a signal that the government is trying to rein in the nation's spending, reduce debt, and improve overall financial stability. This was further emphasized by Beijing also lowering its budget deficit target to 2.6% of GDP, down from 3% in the past 2 years. However, Beijing continued its drive to expand its military, announcing an increase of its defense spending by more than 8%, up from last year's 7%.
So, Jang-ho, we're hearing an increase in military spending, but overall a cautious economic forecast as China really does look to become a more stable financial power in the years to come. Now, these two sessions are set to continue for another 10 days or so. What else can we expect from these meetings?
The most controversial news to come out of Beijing in recent weeks has been the announcement that China will scrap its two-term presidential limit, clearing the way for Xi Jinping to stay in office beyond 2023. That decision is expected to be ratified in the next few days. The integration of the president's political philosophy, known simply as Xi Jinping thought, is also set to be rubber-stamped into the nation's constitution. This essentially elevates him to the same level as the modern China's first communist leader, Mao Zedong, and although it has caused alarm in some circles, the two sessions is not where those objections will be raised, as it's a largely ceremonial gathering of parliament. New policies concerning anti-corruption and the environment, two areas that Xi has strongly emphasized, are also expected to be introduced. I'll be back in a later newscast if we have any other further updates.